Do you make it a point to celebrate your wins intentionally? If you're like most business owners I talk to, we'll reach a goal or a milestone, we'll get excited for a moment, and then keep plugging away to reach that next level of goodness. Well, today I want to share a strategy with you about an intentional way that you can use and put into place in your life to really help you get the most out of celebrating those wins and acknowledging your accomplishments. Welcome to episode number 252 of the In a Weekend podcast. I'm Yong Pratt, and it's my great privilege to be here with you every week to share with you ways you can simplify, you can automate, and leverage the assets in your business, including your content, to create things like a podcast, my favorite way for business owners to spread their message far and wide. For the past 9 months, I have been doing a live interview show with Hani Mourra. And Hani is the creator of 3 of my favorite automation and repurposing tools that I will share with you in today's show notes at yongpratt.com/252. He created repurpose.io and 2 WordPress plugins called Simple Social Press and Simple Podcast Press that I use in my business every single day that save me so much time and so much money. And if you choose to invest in these tools, in all transparency, I will get a small commission. But these are tools that I absolutely adore and recommend to all of my clients because I know the time and money they save by having them as part of the systems and procedures in my business. Now, last week on the podcast, we talked all about planning, the 4 different types of plans you can create for your business. And one of them was the operational plans. And these tools that Hani has created are absolutely part of my operational planning toolkit that I use every day, month after month, year after year. So each month I get to interview him on his Facebook page and ask questions about the software that he's created, different ways to use it, deep dives into learning how to use the software for new and existing customers of the software, and really get a sneak peek at the new features and the new awesome things that he's always adding to this tool to make it really, really, really simple for content creators like you and I to share our messages in multiple ways and on multiple platforms automatically. At the end of our call last month, we got to talking about celebrating goals. I'm not exactly sure the nature of the conversation up to this point, but it inspired me to think about something called a harvest strategy. Now, years ago, when I was learning how to do systems and procedures and to be more efficient in my business, I hired a mentor whose name is Dave Crenshaw. Dave is the best-selling author of books like The Myth of Multitasking, among others, and is really a master at efficiency and helping business owners take their businesses to the next level by putting in systems and procedures and efficiencies so that you can get more out of your investments. So one of the tools that he taught me was something called a harvest strategy. We would go through and we would talk about goals. What do you want to get done this month? What is your goal for this month? And then what is your harvest strategy? It was very important that we always had a harvest strategy. And just like you harvest produce from a garden, you really get to appreciate and experience that win in your business in a real, tangible way. Now, a harvest strategy is similar to how you would harvest the produce from your garden, for instance. You get to collect things and hold on to them, and they get to be part of something you enjoy. So at the beginning of each month, we would set out and we'd set some goals. And one of the questions I would always get asked is, what's your harvest strategy? Once you hit this goal, what are you going to do for yourself to celebrate? And it was really about going out and getting something for yourself or enjoying an experience. So for example, if you have a financial goal of reaching a certain dollar amount per month, your harvest strategy is that if you hit that, maybe you're going to go out and treat yourself to a day at the spa. It's real, it's tangible, it puts you in a different environment where you actually get to pamper yourself and acknowledge yourself and really celebrate in a meaningful way what it was that you accomplished. And what I love so much about this strategy is it takes celebrating your wins to kind of another level. You plan out how you're going to celebrate. You don't just hit your goal one day and celebrate and move on. No, you hit the goal and you already know that when you hit that goal, you get to reap what you've sowed. You get to celebrate and have this abundance of a harvest. And I love this strategy so much. And for whatever reason, I was inspired to tell him about this. And I said to him, I'm going to create a podcast episode about this because I think other people could benefit from the idea of creating their own harvest strategy. So in order to do that, you can go back and listen to last week's episode 251, all about planning. You can join me inside my workshop, 123, a podcast for me, plan some more. And then you can put the cherry on the top of all of those plans by creating a harvest strategy. And because this is the season of giving, it's a season of family, it's a season of gratefulness and gratitude. The harvest strategy is such a beautiful analogy of really celebrating and enjoying your efforts and what your efforts have produced for your life, for the lives of your clients, for the lives of your students, for your family, for your community, your charities, and beyond. So when you hop off this episode today, I want you to think about things that you want to have in your life. Maybe it's a day at the spa. Maybe it's an outing. Maybe it's a date night with your hubby that's extra from your regular date nights. Maybe you want to take your kids on a little vacation. Whatever it is, put the goal up at the top. Figure out all of the plans to get you there, the tactics, the operations, the contingency plans, and then put down on paper what the harvest is going to be so that when you hit that goal, when you reach that milestone, you don't just celebrate by passing over or skimming over and hurriedly going to that next goal on your list. No, you get to enjoy the harvest. It's something you can share. It's something that you can really take time, acknowledge your efforts, and reap what you've sown. So my friends, I would love to hear about the types of harvest strategies that you're going to put into place. Head over to today's show notes at yongpratt.com/252 and share your harvests with me. This is the last episode for 2019. I wish you an amazing, amazing holiday season. This episode will air, I believe, the day after Christmas. So I want you to enjoy the rest of your time with your family. If you're ready to start thinking about your podcast and want to put a plan into place before you hit the new year, I'd love for you to check out my brand new workshop, 123, a podcast for me, where I'm going to share 3 fundamentals to plan out the first or next quarter of your podcast. You can get all the information and save your seat at today's show notes at yongpratt.com/252. Happy New Year, everyone, and I'll catch you right back here in 2020. Cheers.